Pan the shot.
Hi.
Good afternoon. Thank you for attending my informative speech on dialers, or as I like to call it, from dummies to interactive intelligence. Dialers have been pervasive in our lives for almost 30 years now, and throughout that entire time they've been evolving from dummy dialers that just dial constantly to predictive dialers that actually can tell how many people are ready for calls and on the phone. Now, they started creating the dialers, banks did, back in the early 80s so that they could contact their customers for collections or customer service, and now they're used by utility companies, timeshares. Just about everybody uses some kind of automated or powered dialer. It's basically just having a computer handling your calls. Now, moving forward, they've gotten the four major types, and they go into several different types of dialer, and I'll go over those types as well as a slight bit of their history, and power dialer, preview dialers, power IVR, and predictive dialers. And then I'll go into a little bit of history and information on the company that Diamond Resorts uses for our dialer system, which is Interactive Intelligence. Now, power dialers, they're primarily, well, initially, they were very dumb. They would just call no matter if there were agents ready to take the calls or not. So you'd have owners picking up the phone, getting put on hold until an agent became available. Well, the entire community, or the collections community, discovered that they found this invasive and annoying, the customers that is, and they quickly changed that. They moved forward, or a completely opposite direction. You have a preview dialer, and a preview dialer has two options. It can either let the agent sit until they're ready to make a call, or it can force the call on a timer. Now, it's a really new sort of thing. I'll explain it a little bit more later. It's best for customer service issue accounts so that the agent has time to be able to look at the owner, look at the information, and make sure that what they're getting into, rather than a power dialer where you just have the customer service issue on the phone without even having a chance to look at it. The predictive dialer was created in the late 80s by a Douglas Samuelson, and he used some math and some equations to figure out how to make the dialer determine how many people are available, how fast they were making phone calls, so how many phone calls can it make in order to make the agents as busy as possible, while at the same time not having a lot of dropped calls or dead-end calls. Now, I learned a lot of that from Predictive Dialers and Outbound Call Centers article from Mr. Samuelson that he wrote back in May of '99. The Power IVR system is interactive voice recording. Now, you're going to hear IVRs when you call into places. You're going to get an IVR response to your phone number or what numbers you dial on the touch dial or your voice. Power IVR means it calls out to owners, and then it can detect what they're saying, or they use the tones, and they can make payments with an agentless system. A lot of owners seem to like this as long as your IVR is set up right and is a smooth system and doesn't make them work too hard. But if they need help, you can always get forwarded to an agent with a Power IVR system. Now, moving into what Diamond Resorts uses for a dialer company, we use Interactive Intelligence. Currently, we're in version 3.0, moving into 4.0 very shortly. Interactive Intelligence itself has been around since 1994. In that time period, they have a customer base of over 6,000 clients. Those clients include BMW, Coca-Cola, Walgreens, and Kohl's, just to mention a few. In addition, they are considered a huge innovator, especially in the software tech industry or communications industry, and also as an employer in the Indianapolis area. Moving forward into 4.0, the Customer Interactive Center 4.0 is going to have a lot of new options. One of them is going to be the ability for somebody to sit down at their desk, log into their computer, and be in multiple campaigns at one time of different types at one time. Basically, they're lead would sit there and be able to select which campaigns they want running at any given time, and agents are taking calls from all the sorts of different campaigns all at once. Another one is a timer on preview. So let's say they set the timer for 30 seconds because they don't want agents poking through an account for 5 minutes before they hit the call button. And it'll allow you to, it'll force the call after, say, 30 seconds or whatever the company presets it at. And then another option is on recordings, it has the option to be able to pick up keywords, flag them, and collect recordings with those keywords. So let's say you have an impending customer service issue, it could pick up keywords that you have an idea might be coming up, say Hawaiian flood damage or something like that, and you could start to see the volume of calls so you can help prepare yourselves for impending customer service issues before they become a bigger issue. Now, in conclusion, what I've covered overall was a brief history on dialers, and then again the details on the power dialers, preview dialers, the Power IVRs and predictive dialers, as well as some information on interactive intelligence and their new upcoming interaction client 4.0. Thank you.
Thank you.